Hey, what's going on, guys? Just want to go drop some more insightful content for you here. So, look, let me ask you a question. How good are you at bouncing back from what we call setbacks? Because this is important, because this will determine your ability to be successful or your ability to be distracted. When it comes to what we call manifesting or creating, you have to have tools at your disposal. We have to create habits and routines. Let me show you something, man. Check this out. The ones that can create a lot in their lives, people who are good at what we call manifesting, they all have what's called a routine, a ritual. A ritual is something that you set up for yourself, that every day you do the same pattern, you're on the same routine or whatever you want to call it. And what that does, it actually helps your subconscious to keep a program running that will get you what you want in life. And you know the power of routine? One of the powerful things of having the right routine is, the thing about routines is it creates what's called normality in your life. So what is normality? Normality is a feeling you get that tells your unconscious mind that your world is perfectly set and it's perfectly right. That's important to have, because if all of you guys know this, look, the steps to create anything in your life. Here's the steps if what you people want to say. Well, Mark, what's manifesting? How do I use the law of attraction? How do I use my mind and my all that stuff? It's steps. The first step is you know what you want. The second step, project it. That's all like you could do, scripting, visualizing. Once you project it, then you get into the next step, which is to expect it. And the expecting step is the one that most people fail and they trip up. Because when you get into expecting, people kind of throw it around. Expecting, they think it's attachment, it's detachment. Expecting is looking for the results. That's not expecting. When you're going to expect something, it's a state of normality. The feeling has to be normal. You have to make it seem as if you have what you want already. Now look, that sounds counterintuitive because you say, man, how can I have something I want already but I don't have it? Because your mind says you don't have it. Well, let me tell you something about your mind that you got to understand, man. Your mind those thoughts that come into your head, they can't be you. They aren't you. It's impossible for them to be you. The observer and the thought can't be one and the same. You are the awareness of a thought. And think about this. Most of the thoughts you have, they are what? Self-destructive, maybe negative thoughts, right? So if the thoughts are you, why would you talk negative or bad stuff about yourself? Why would you put yourself in a negative fashion or a negative swing? You wouldn't do that to yourself, right? So it just goes to show you that these thoughts are coming from all different places. They're coming from they come from the collective. The collective is a group of all of us that's tied. It's called our collective subconscious. So these thoughts come from there. These thoughts also come from our unconscious mind, which is illogical. They come from a lot of the programs when we were kids. They come from memory when you're a little kid. They come from seeing other people, and they aren't you. And the interesting thing about the thoughts is it seems like it's your voice, but it's not your voice. It's not your voice. So you got to understand that. And when these thoughts come in, they will affect your field, right? Your field. We feed our subconscious the thoughts, and it plays out into our reality. Yep, you definitely feed your subconscious because your subconscious is so illogical, man. It's like you're gonna hear me say the words a lot. Illogical, illogical, illogical. What does Mark mean, illogical? Hear the word logical, and you have illogical. Means it's like the mind of a child. It takes everything you say seriously. Get what I'm saying? So if we go back, to the process to manifest, you decide, you project, you expect, and then you get into the state of normality. I'll tell you a story. Okay, with me, what I discovered is, okay, let's use the lottery, right? So I played the lottery and I won the lottery. And then I'll play again and I win again. And it got to a point that when I was winning, I didn't feel as excited, or I didn't feel the rush or the drive anymore. At first, I thought that may be a bad thing, because I'm saying, what's going on here? Why am I not feeling the excitement anymore? Am I doing something wrong here? Aren't I supposed to feel excited? But I learned an important lesson. I understood that the more I did this, so actually the more you win, you get used to it. That's normality. Now when I win, there's no more feelings like, yes, it's like I expect it. And then when I started to get into that state, I noticed a lot of good stuff would happen in my life. I get more positive stuff, more positive results. Things will always work out in my favor besides the lottery. And then the epiphany hit me, man. The epiphany hit me, and what really hit me was the fact that I realized that, wait a minute, man. It's really taking a feeling and normalizing the feeling. And then the word normalize, it gets thrown around. So what does it mean to be normalized? How do you normalize a feeling? You normalize a feeling by not having a feeling. Let me repeat that. You normalize the feeling by not having the feeling. What do you mean? What do you mean not having a feeling? I mean, you don't have the feeling. The feeling is neutral. The feeling is not high or low. It doesn't feel. It just feels like a normal thing, like you're going through the routine. And I was like, man, that was the epiphany right there. That changed everything. Because what that led me to understand was that my subconscious mind lives in reality, because reality can only exist in the present moment. So what exists in the present moment? Normality, normal stuff. What exists outside the present moment? Fantasy, awe, extraordinary things, hope, wish I could. All of those exist outside the present moment. When you get into the present moment, you bring things into a normal routine. And that was the biggest game changer right there. Once you understand that, you're going to change your whole life in a great way. Once you get that, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Mark, love your content. You know, we feed our subconscious correct. And that's the secret, man. And the next big secret, this is the next big secret you got to know. And I'm sure you heard this before. You aren't your thoughts. You aren't your thoughts. Let me drive it home. I'm gonna show you what thoughts are. And this you got to stop stop associating yourselves with negative thoughts, disempowering thoughts. Stop it, man. You got to stop doing that, man. You got to understand how your mind body works, man. You got to stop. You got to understand how you process information. So let me show you. Look, I'm sitting in this car. I am not the car, right? I'm in the car, but I'm not the car. I'm the driver of the car. That's all your thoughts is. You're the observer. Those thoughts come in, it's not you. You're just the observer of those things. What if your normal feeling is worrying about money? Then that's going to create resistance. Excuse me. Okay. Listen to this. Worrying and thinking ahead is only going to exacerbate your issues. We've all been there before. Trust me, I've been there. We all got regular lives. You all want to change your life. But I'm telling you right now, if you're worrying about anything, you are attracting the very thing you're worrying about. So if you're worrying about money and worrying about getting this, you have to stop it. Because if you don't stop it, you're training your mind to make that normal. Remember, reality works. Normality. Your subconscious is a normal thing. It's looking for the pattern. I keep reading, hearing that you can't manifest the lottery. Uh, because when and how we don't get to choose. Well, okay, let's go to that one. I'm an expert in that because I've manifested a lottery lots of times. So we know that's false. So let's break that down. I wonder who says that. Okay, here's how it goes. When it comes to the lottery, okay, the only thing with the lottery is the win. The how is already, you know how you're gonna win. You're gonna buy a ticket and it's gonna make you a winner, right? So we don't need the how, but the only thing you focus on is the win. So what do? Take the win out the picture. The win is divine timing. So in other aspects besides the lottery, it may be the when and the how. But the lottery is pretty straightforward, man. All you have to do is visual. Look, the lottery goes in parallel with everything in your life. It's the same process. Decide, project, expect, release. Decide, project, expect, release. That's the name of the game. I decide, I project it. Project it means what I'm in my head, I'm writing it down, I'm thinking about it, I'm focusing on it. Expect now, I'm in a state of normality, I know it's coming. Release now means I'm detached, I'm focusing on other things. And 100% you're going to get it. Hello, how are you doing? 100% you are going to get your desires. So, I want you to understand, guys, there's really nothing for you to worry about. When you are worrying, you are going to raise the cortisol hormones. You're going to cause stress. Let me show you something, guys, about worrying and focusing on what you don't want and how the matrix sets you up and all that stuff. You know, someone says I manifested a few prices using your methods. Now I can win the jackpot. Yes, you can, because from the small it goes to the large. But let me break something down to you. So I've talked about this before. So there's a thing in your body, in your cells, it's called a telomere, right? A telomere. A telomere is a coded strand, and each person has telomeres. Some people are longer, some people are shorter. A telomere determines how you age. The shorter the telomere gets, the more you age. The less, if you can keep your telomere from being messed up with free radicals, you're going to age less. So that's why you can see some people, they may look older, but they're younger. Some people may look younger, but they're older because of the genetics of their telomeres. So in theory, you can technically extend your age. So that means aging is different for everyone. So you're not your age, you're the age of your telomere. I want to go to worrying and stress and how it messes up what your telomere does. And this goes into your mindset. That's why I say mindset is important. If you want to get rich in the world, you got to get rich in your head. Rich in the world, you got to be rich in your mind. Keep that in mind. I got to be rich in the world, I got to get rich in my head. Everything's in my head. Now listen to this. Whenever we worry and we fret, the body believes we're in danger. It creates these chemicals called cortisol. These cortisol goes flush through your body, and they create what's called free radicals, which creates inflammation. These free radicals go to your telomeres and they eat them up. Every time you're worrying and you're stressing, you're shortening your life. Every time you're worrying and stressing, you're aging yourself faster. You're depleting the body chemicals in you. That's why people age. Everyone age because of how much damage and how much stress they expose to their telomere. The number one thing that ages you, people will say, whoa man, it's the food you eat. It's all. Nope, that's important. The number one thing that will age everybody is the amount of stress you encounter. Check this out. People who can handle stress, because remember, everything is a perception. Some people look at stress as stress Some people look at stress as what? Challenges. So it's not really stress, it's like a competition, like I'm going to overcome this. The people who look at stress more as a challenge instead of a distress, because you know you have good stress, you have distress and eustress. Eustress is positive stress, which is good for your body. Did you know that, right? Stress can come in two times. The bad stress is the cortisol. Good stress is eustress. The good stress gives you the inspiration and motivation. But when it comes to the stress, the people who use stress as a motivation and see it as a challenge, their telomeres don't get damaged. The people who look at stress as it's the end of the world, I can't handle this stuff, it's not going to work, their telomeres get damaged. And that's how you age, man. It's not your chronological age, people. It's called a biological age. Chronological age is made up in the world of the matrix. You're not old as your chronological age. You're old as your biological age. As you're only as old as the length of your telomeres. Everyone has a telomere at a certain length. And listen, when that telomere shrinks down and all the stress damages back, everything ages in you. So where does all this come from? Mindset. Mindset. Thank you, Mark. Love your content. Bought your book, and it's one of the best LOL material. Thank you so much. Mindset. What is the set of your mind? That's why I say you have to create routines and rituals that is going to enrich your mind. You have to get your mind right to get your world right. Everyone's going to be in stress. It's how you approach the stress. Are you going to turn the stress into distress, or are you going to turn the stress into eustress? You know what I do? Here's what I do. Now that I can see how things work in this matrix, and what I notice is the biggest causes of all the stresses and all the resistance to creating or manifesting your whatever, your life or anything, it all comes down to one thing. Where are you in your head? Most people that suffer from the stress and the resistance to create, you know where they're at? They're in the future, and they're going in a reminiscent of the past. They're hardly ever in the present. So I go back to that. What does that teach me? What does that tell me? It tells me that my mind is not tamed. Yeah, so someone asking me, is working out good stress? So let me give you some examples of good stress. Working out is good stress. Walking, running, those put stress, but those are good stress on the body because they release oxytocin, good chemicals. These chemicals help you to stay motivated, elevated, inspired. They're called use stress, the good stress. Distress is the bad stress. That's the one you want to avoid. Meditation can help you as well. Those are good things. But you have to get your mind in check. If you don't get your mind in check, it's going to walk all over you and your world. You see, the thing about the matrix, guys, this world we live in, they don't want you to know it's all about your mind. They don't want you to know that. They want you to think it's an external situation, external problems that you can't control, like things are just happening to you. They don't want you to understand that you are the co-creator and your own mind is creating this reality. They don't want you to know that. So they give as much distraction so you don't get the aha moment to fix your head. And while they do that, they are having you program their world for them because they know everything creates in the mind. So this is why you see so much information being pummeled on social media, mainstream media. Everyone, they all have this one agenda: to control the narrative, to make you see the world a certain way according to them. It's very selfish. Yeah, it's selfish. But that's what they do. And you have to be the master of your own mind. So the question, man, hey man, how do I master my mind, man? Can you give me, like, if someone's new to this and they say, man, what's the first thing, man, that I can do to master my mind? And I always say, and this is the easiest thing anyone can do. The first thing you can start to do, guys, to master your mind is to pay attention to what you're thinking, man. The stuff in your head, man. Can you just spend a day and go in your head and just sit back and say, all right, man, let me see what's going on in my head. You're going to be amazed. You know what you're going to be amazed at? You're going to be amazed at how much damaging you're doing to yourself by your self-talk. Some people, self-talk is so dangerous and so toxic that if someone else says it to them, they'll probably knock that person out. Or they probably have a fight with them. But when their own self-talk say to them, they have no problem because they have been so conditioned and been used to that not toxic self-talk. See how that works? So if you don't control the voice in the head, man, the voice in the head is going to make your whole world a messed up place. So what you got to start to do now, you have to start channeling your attention. And the best way to do that is I start to actually think about what I would like to experience. I start to focus on what I want. That's number one. And number two, I start to let go of things I can't control. People want to control everything. Because again, the matrix trick you. The matrix puts you and tell you that, oh, you have control, man. You can go do this, you can do that. Actually, you don't have a lot of control. You really don't have a lot of control. I could prove this to you. Number one, you don't even control your own thinking. Number two, the decisions you make, you aren't making them. They are pre-programmed and they're run automatically through the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is influencing your logical thinking mind to make decisions that your thinking mind think it's making. But all along is your subconscious, a program that's running and telling you what to think, what to do, and you think you can control stuff. Can I control my business with my mind? Even it depends by choices of the clients. Now, yes, let me explain now the mind, how you control your mind now. So you control the mind by controlling the subconscious part of the mind. So how do I control the subconscious, Mark? You have to make habits, rituals, or routine that get your subconscious to see reality the way you want to see it. Now you do that, that's when the game changes for you. That's when you can control your business. That's when you control. Because the thing about the subconscious, once I can train my subconscious to get into a habit of rituals or routine that's beneficial for me, it's going to store that as information. When it stores that information, it's going to be an automatic program now that's going to be sent up to my ego. My ego is going to work for my subconscious. It doesn't know it. And it's going to have both of my minds now will start to create stuff to help me change my world. Someone says the voice lies. It's based on things you were taught and made up to believe. Yep. That's what I'm telling you guys, man. The voice in your head, guys, it's not you. You think about it. You right now, if you're sitting right here, if you stop right now and you think logically, say to yourself, man, if that's really me, why would I be talking so much negative stuff about my own self? If that was me, because everybody loves himself. I think people don't want to put themselves down, right? Y'all like yourselves, right? So why? I mean, I don't want to put myself down. So if this negative voices keep coming in my head, I associate the voice because I think it's me, but it's not you guys. It's all jumbled up stuff. You are beyond your own mind. This is a secret they want to keep hidden from you. No one wants to tell you that you are the awareness of the awareness, that you are the observer of the mind, that you aren't the mind, you aren't even the body, but you are a total sum of consciousness that is observing, and you are perfect, you are complete, everything is going fine, you can create whatever you want, But the only problem is we don't have the patience, we don't have the belief, and we jump into the 3D world instead of going into what you call the 5D world, where the subconscious and the mind works to create what you want. And that's the problem, and that is driven by the matrix. The matrix will get you down into the 3D. They want you to stay in the 3D world because in the 3D world it's more easy for you to be controlled and manipulated. And in the 3D world, you can't really think for yourself. And in the problem with the 3D world is it makes you believe that reality is real. Someone says, but what law mind will block my subconscious telling me will never work or you will fail? That's your ego doing it. And your own subconscious will block you because it's protecting itself. The thing about the subconscious is once it holds a belief, guys, people think like, oh, so all I got to do is just change my subconscious. Yeah, but the problem people don't understand is that's why you have to create routines with that stuff. You can't just go to yourself and say, all right, I'm going to fix my subconscious one time, two times. No, no, no. Your subconscious is built to protect itself. So it has to make sure that you're serious. So it's going to protect itself. And it will tell you something like that. If you, let's say you discovered your subconscious mind is tainted, right? You have a bad map, what I call a faulty map of reality. Now the subconscious is understanding like I'm under attack here. The subconscious sees like, whoa, there's a threat here. Somebody's trying to change me. So the subconscious does, it sends a defense mechanism. It says, let's tell this person it's not working. So it sends information to your ego, and your ego says, man, this stuff ain't working. You got to stop, man. We've been doing this for a week. Let's chill. It's not going to work. That's what it likes to do. It wants you to become comfortable. Yeah, training is like workout. Do you have any books to recommend? Read my books. I wrote 2 books, or authored 2 books. Manifest It with Quantum Physics and How Do You Win the Lottery Using Your Subconscious Mind, which has a lot of stuff in there. It'll show you everything you need to know about training, mastering, and creating your mind. You gotta, guys, look, man, let me show you something. You got to stay on track. You got to stay on track. You can get them on Amazon. Yeah, they are on Amazon. You got to stay on track. You cannot let the matrix throw you off. You cannot. Yes, it's okay. You're gonna get distracted, but can you get back up? Because if you can't get back up, they got you. That's what they want. It's okay to fall off. It's not okay to stay down. Fall off as many times as you want to fall off, but you better make sure you get up. When you don't get up, game over. You got to get up. Get up means you got to retrain your focus, because we live in a world right now around you that's created and designed for constant distraction away from the self. The world wants to focus on the ego. The world doesn't want to focus on spiritual heightenedness. It doesn't want to focus on awareness and positive and passion and purpose and happiness. It doesn't want to focus on any of that stuff because many of that stuff doesn't sell, doesn't make money. What makes money is depression, sadness, and bad news. All those things drive money. So the world, the matrix, isn't designed for your best interest. It isn't created for you to find happiness, to find success, to discover your purpose, to create your life and be harmonious. It's created for chaos. It's created for confusion. It's created for misleading. It's created for all type of manipulation. It's created to keep you as a robot, a non-player character. It basically wants to have your mind to tell you what to do and to have your mind in a program of a routine for them. You have to understand what's going on around you. You cannot sit back and act like this is just life. That's not how it works. You were brought here to experience abundance. It's your birthright. You deserve to live happy. You deserve to have that stuff. And I say this before and I say it again. The evidence is your own body, man. Look at your body. Your body is designed to self-replicate and heal itself. Every time you have a cold, the body wants to go back to make you feel good. That's why I have an immune system. The body is always designed to repair, to go back to a harmonious state of feeling good. That's a clue, should tell you that, wait a minute, maybe I am meant to feel good and have good stuff, because every time I get sick, my body wants to go back to feeling well. If you get sick, your body don't try to make you get worse. It's always trying to bring you back to the way you feel. So many people get the common cold. A few weeks, your body goes back to being regular. You got to see big picture. All these stuff you got to peep, man, and say, man, that's true, man. You know what it is? So what does that tell you, man? It says that you were designed to be in harmony with peace, happiness, success. Okay. The reason you're out of harmony is because you haven't discovered yourself. You don't discover or know who you truly are. You are confused. And it's okay. It's designed like that. If you don't know yourself and know who you are, you have no power. Point back. What do you think about keeping a plant-based vegan lifestyle? It's very good. It can help you. When it comes to food, I have a different view on how the body works with food. I personally believe that you should only eat 2 meals a day. Your last meal should be between 2 o'clock. Breakfast should be 9. Dinner should be 2. You should have 18 to 20 hours of no food for intermittent fasting. You know how powerful that does to the cells in your body? Imagine you're getting up every day, regenerating your cells. What kills and what ages people is food, man. The stuff we put in our body. And nowadays, this time we live in, let's say 50 years ago, in your parents' time, it was the best time to be alive. If you were like in the 40s and the 50s or the 60s and all that stuff, if you were, the best time would be like from the 50s to the 80s. As soon as you approach the 90s, that's when things started changing with the way food works. But if you were in that generation or your parents, it was the best time to be alive, man. Because at that time, you really got organic. You really got what the body needed with food and everything. You didn't have all this toxic stuff in the food and all this stuff going on. And your body doesn't develop all these different stuff, man. So to counteract that now, you really have to intermittent fast. Because you have to counteract all these toxins that we take in every day, man, when you're going out. You get toxins from the air. So you have to counteract that. And when you intermittent fast, you're going to live longer. You're going to have more brain power. Do you know what fasting does to the body? If you can intermittent fast, you know the power of fasting? Let me show you what fasting does. Let me show you how powerful this stuff is. So, if you don't know, about 20% of the power to digest your food comes from your brain. Your brain uses all that power. So, when you eat your food, take 20% of the brain. And each time you eat, the more you eat food, you raise what's called insulin. Spikes up, it creates cortisol. It's not good. You don't want to raise insulin. So check this out. When you fast, the brain sends a message to the body and say, oh my goodness, we're starving. So the body goes into survival mode. So you know what it does? It says, all right, what can we get? We got to eat something. You know the first thing your body's going to eat? You know the first thing your body's going to eat? The disease, the toxins, those bacteria, the fat that you want to lose. That's the first thing the body's going to eat because there's no food. So when it eats all that stuff, all that flushes out. Then what does the body do after that? After it eats that stuff, it says, okay, let's go into self-repair. Cells become new. If you have disease, cancer, whatever, it eats it away. Because there's nothing else. You don't put any food in there, so it's not the food. So it gets desperate and so it eats itself. The power of that alone where you understand, like, man, I become more healthy, you can make better decisions, and you can live longer. I mean, our quality of life is it's about the quality of your life, man. Is that why when you're sick you don't have any appetite? Um, no, no, no. So here's what happens. The reason why you don't have any appetite when you're sick is because what the body does is when you're sick, right? The reason you don't have appetite is not fasting, is because you have what's called leukocytes and white blood cells. So what the body does, the body will shut down different parts of your body, such as your appetite, because it doesn't want, it restricts blood flow to that area to contain the virus or the sickness. So it doesn't want to spread all over your body. That's why you don't have an appetite. So as the body starts to eat up more of those viruses, you'll notice you start to have a little bit of appetite. So the body starts to open up the bloodstream so stuff could go. So the body's doing damage control. Because if you had an appetite, if you're sick, that means the more you eat, the blood's going to circulate all over your body. You're going to spread it. So what the body says, all right, no, 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 no. I'm going to make you not have an appetite so I can contain. So I could limit the blood flow to a certain part of the organ. So blood flow so a lot of stuff will go to the liver or the kidneys. It'll just keep a certain spot. So as the body now starts to disintegrate those viruses, you'll slowly start to get your appetite back because the body says, okay, a lot of the viruses are gone. So that's why when you cough, the body's coughing up those bacteria. When you sneeze, the body's releasing it. You get a surface throat. The body's doing all. So that has nothing to do with fasting. That's just how the body works. Someone says try one meal a day. That would be perfect. Some people can do it. That'd be awesome. That's even better. But typically the human body is made to only eat very limited, only twice. Your body is designed to be efficient, harmonious, manifesting machine. Starts with your mind, man. You gotta get out of the matrix mentality. Don't follow the crowd. When you follow the crowd, you're going the wrong way. That's what they want. Gotta go over here. When you see everybody running over there, don't run over there. Go the opposite way, man. You can't follow the crowd, man. And the next thing you have to do, guys, is communication skills. Communication. Listen, you have to know how to talk to the universe. Someone says, I'm doing one meal a day and I'm feeling better than ever. The pain in my body goes away. Of course, because the body, what happens is when the body gets into starvation mode, the first thing it goes to is the fat that's been stored up. The next thing it goes to is the disease, those toxins, those viruses, those cells that are creating disease. It has to eat those stuff because there's nothing to eat. So it eats those first. When it eats those, voila. But if you have a lot of food in your body, it can never get to that stuff because it always has the food. So the food is the buffer. So it can never go to the extra fat. So if you want to release weight, that's the best way to do it. When you intermittent fast, your body's going to slowly eat the weight and it's going to raise your metabolism. Man, I lost a thought. I was just saying something here. Because I'm getting these questions. Maybe come back to me. Oh, yeah. So I was saying you have to know how to communicate or talk to the universe. You got to know how to talk to the universe. So how do you talk to the universe? I'll tell you the two most powerful ways to talk to the universe, guys. 100% works every time. Number one, talking out aloud. Number two, using images and symbols. Two most powerful ways. Visualization and talking out aloud. If you can master those, you're going to get everything you want. Anything you want is going to come into your world. Because the universe works with different frequencies of what we project. Something you got to know about the universe now. Did you know that the universe isn't like a man or somebody that's sitting up like watching you and seeing if you deserve it? Did you know that? The universe is going to give you exactly what you want when you ask for it. The universe don't care. It's infinite. It wants to give you all the good stuff. If you don't know how to practice self-talk, it's gonna be a crazy thing. Someone says, I want $1 million. That's the next thing about language and communication. The words the matrix teach you to are disharmonizing you. They're actually creating the opposite of what you want. See the word like I want? No, you can't use that. If you want $1 million, you're more likely you're not going to get $1 million. When we say we want, we're implying I don't have. You can say I'd like to receive $1 million. What would it look like to have $1 million? I deserve $1 million. I desire $1 million. See the different energy there? I want $1 million. I don't have it. If I had it, I wouldn't want it. You got to convince your mind that you already have what you want. And look, I'm not talking about your regular mind. I'm talking about your subconscious mind. Universe, I love that. You are the universe. Give me $1 million. Use questions to do that. How to deal with the hunger. The hunger is going to go away. At first you're going to feel the hunger, but your body's going to adjust and it'll go away. You won't get the hunger because your body now will adjust. The amazing thing about the body is, man, the body will always go back to fix itself. Always. If you leave it alone, do what you're supposed to do, your body's going to naturally heal itself. Because it's programmed to go back to its natural state of being. Your body's always programmed that way, guys. Affirmations, yeah, the questions. There you go. Ready for $1 million. It's Louis. Drink more water when hungry. Yeah, well, I drink. That's water. Yeah, drink water, guys. Cut out like a lot of sugar. Cut out caffeine, man. If you can get down on your caffeine, guys, you'll notice a big change in manifesting, man. The caffeine, man, is not good for you, man. I'm telling you that caffeine, it's a product of the matrix, man. Caffeine is the world is run because the world's run by caffeine because the matrix created this world where you have to be going and going and going and going, and they want to keep you stimulated and up. So it's not good, man. Green tea is good for you. Anything you can decaf. You gotta learn to utilize your normal body's energy. You got fake energy and you got authentic energy. You know what fake energy is? Fake energy is when you drink Red Bull, when you drink caffeine, and you get that spike and boost. That's fake energy. That's not good for your body. Just like you have good stress and you have stress and you have eustress, distress and eustress. You have good energy and authentic energy. I call that fake energy. When you take like a cup of coffee and you just get that boost. But what happens? Notice when you get that boost, what happens after you drink that boost? You crash. Why do you crash? Because it's fake energy. Your body isn't meant to do that. Your body now says, oh, you tricked me. You gave me this stimulant and I created all this stuff, but your body's so smart to recognize it, so the body shuts down and tries to rebuild itself because you've damaged a lot of cells. You've created inflammation. That's why you crash. Now you have the natural energy, which the body recognizes, authentic energy. You drink water, that's energy, man. If you have coffee and water, you drink coffee, you get the fake energy. You drink water, you get real energy. No, alcohol, stay away. Woo. Worst thing you can do to your body, man. Woo. Worst thing you can do to your body is alcohol. Tea is fine, decaffeinated tea. Look, all these are important because they're going to help you to manifest or create more. But authentic energy now, you will never ever crash. Authentic energy is the body's natural energy now. You're going to feel motivated. You're going to feel good. You're going to have the right energy. It's like authentic energy is like that workout energy. Like when you're walking or you're jogging, You know, have you ever noticed like when you get tired and you start working out and jogging, you feel better because you have authentic energy? Stay away from all that fake stuff, bro. Like the caffeine. It's not good for you, man. In the long run, it's really not good for your body. It's a drug. Caffeine is actually a drug. Did you know that? It's a drug. What a drug is, addictive. Why do you think you after if you go 2 days without coffee or something, you start to get itchy, you start to feel moody, you get headaches because the body's in withdrawal, man. See, they don't tell you that stuff. They don't show you, oh, this is a drug. It's caffeine is actually a drug. Point blank. Yeah. And listen, the reason why I say this caffeine stuff, and if you notice, I'm talking about like health and food and all that stuff. The reason I'm so focused on this, man, is because it has a primary function. See, the main reason I'm focused on is because I believe that the gut is the power of our manifestation. I believe that our gut is the most powerful thing to manifest. You have the heart, you have the subconscious, but I believe your gut creates more of your reality than all those stuff. Because within the gut, you have these different feelings. You can feel anxious, you can feel all this stuff, and sends vibration out. And also, the reason I say that too is because the gut creates most of the neurochemicals that your brain uses, like those feel-good chemicals, serotonin, dopamine, dopamine, uh, DMT. Do you know a majority of those created in the gut? The gut has like a second brain. And the reason I say the gut, because I learned a few years ago, I used to be a heavy drinker of like sweet tea, you know, the caffeinated sweet tea. I always used to have my iced tea every day. And, you know, the iced tea has caffeine in it. And I would notice that I would get like very anxious or nervous around when I drink a lot of that stuff. And then the more nervous and anxious I got, my reality started to show me stuff that made me more nervous and anxious. So my gut was actually creating a reality to make my life more nervous and anxious, man. That was a epiphany for me, man. And the day I stopped, I remember a point. It would be a point that every time my gut got nervous or anxious, I would get bad news or something bad would happen. Every time. My mom would call me, somebody would say this, something bad would happen. Every time for years it happened. And the day I quit drinking iced tea and caffeine, none of that ever came back again. That's all I needed to know for me. For me, I realized like, oh my goodness, man, my gut plays a more powerful role than my brain and even my heart or my mind part. I was like, Mark, has it occurred to you that your gut may be the thing that creates reality more? Because you know, intuition's in the gut. The gut has these strong feelings. You get more strong feelings in your gut, man. So I was like, man, I got to start taking care of my gut. I got to start doing stuff to just, I mean, guys, your body is the machine to manifest. The body is the machine to manifest. If the body's not right, your manifest is not going to right. So how do I start my body? Start with your mind first. Yeah, I discovered the gut, man. No one talks about this, and I was like, this is incredible. I said all along, I was thinking it was my external situation. But it was really my gut that was talking to the universe and creating situations to make me continue to feel nervous and anxious. Guys, I'm literally telling you, man, every time, man, I get that feeling in my stomach, I knew something was wrong. Something bad was going to happen. And it always did. Every single time. And it would happen on a daily basis because the caffeine was disrupting the frequencies of my gut. And my gut was going out, and my subconscious mind is so illogical that it picked up these signals from my gut and said, this is what this guy wants. I would get all these negative things. And then one day, something just said, hey man, why don't you just chill off the caffeine and see what happens? Because I didn't like those feelings because I kept getting that stuff. And man, the day I started, I got withdrawal, of course. But after that, they went away. Those calls I used to get from my mom or people, they went away. those bad news, it was like a totally different world. That really blew my mind. That really blew my mind, man. So I just started to focus more now on like, okay, mind and body, mind and body. And then you have to set the routines right for yourself. Yeah, start learning about gut health. It's very important. Probiotics is a great start. You need that natural stuff in your body. But look, I'm just showing you how amazing you are and how the body works. If the body can work like that, you're designed like that. So if you think about it, your body is a temple of you, right? A template. So if your body is always made to repair itself and go back to harmony, what do you think about you? What do you think about your thoughts and all that stuff? Your thoughts want to follow the most harmonious path. Yeah, processed food kills a lot of the food we have right now, guys. It kills a lot of the stuff in our gut bacteria. That's why most now is the best time you have to take probiotics to supplement, because you don't have the ability to have the natural foods that have these good bacterias that work in our gut. Listen, let me break something down to you. You have more bacteria. You are more bacteria than you are a human being. That's how you evolved. Simple life forms, bacteria. Your entire body is more bacteria than human being, man. As a matter of fact, there's one bacteria in you that's been in you so long that it evolved and became your powerhouse of energy. It's called mitochondria. That was a simple bacteria, but over time it got into your body, it morphed, and it became your powerhouse. Mitochondria is the bacteria that gives all the cells in your body the energy for you to have life and to walk and to move. Mitochondria produces that stuff. And that was a bacteria millions of years ago that was just chilling outside. It came in your body, it melted with your body, it evolved with your body, and now it morphed into the cell and became the most critical part of you. Then you have other bacteria. You have all these bacteria in your gut, even in your fingers. There's bacteria right now that tells you to if you eat with your hands and you put your hands to your mouth salivate, because the bacteria tells the gut, the digestive systems to ready to eat. So people back in the days didn't eat with forks, instead they ate with their hands because it was more natural, and you have bacteria on the fingertips communicating right now with in your brain. So much fascinating stuff about yourself. And the state you want to be in, the state of normality. Once you become normal means that once you see everything as is and just peaceful, no high, no low, you are going to create your best life. I saw a white dove, looked it up, release everything, yep, to God. You got to do that. You gotta learn to practice the power of flowing. The power of flowing is very simple. This is what it means. It means control what you can control and don't force anything you can't. That's it. Control what you can control. Don't force what you can't control. Let it go. It's not forever. You'll bounce back. You'll get it back. Whatever it is, just chill and let it go and let the universe work. Everything is already set up for you. You really don't have to do anything but follow the signs. It's said that as well, to go with the flow, not in my hands, release it. Yeah, that's the way. Whatever you can control, you control. Whatever you can't control, you don't. And look, let me show you something. The universe helps you, man, because the universe gives you a lot of signs. The universe gives you synchronicities. The universe is there to help you, to tell you like, hey, stop. The universe will put a lot of obstacles in your way to tell you that, look, go with the flow. What are you doing? People tend to ignore those signs every day because they don't understand how the universe works, because they haven't been taught, they haven't been schooled on the basic principle of how life, mind, body, energy works. Remember now, a lot of us have been trained in the matrix. The matrix is in a 3D world. You don't want to be in the 3D world. What I mean by the 3D world is you don't want to focus primarily in the 3D. You want to be out of the 3D. You want to be 5D and up. Because in the 5D, that's when you can see the light. That's when you can get enlightenment. That's when good things come to you. The 3D is only to experience stuff that was created in the 5D. Don't try to make the 3D your world. It's a reflection already of a 5D. Just accept the 3D as, oh, this is just how I'm viewing my reality right now. This is not permanent. This is not what I'm creating. This is what I'm experiencing. You cannot create anything in the 3D, guys. You can only create outside of that. The only thing you can do in the 3D is experience. That's good. Experiencing manifestations. That's good for 3D. But some people try to think only in the 3D, and you're gonna put yourself in a box. You're gonna limit your power. This is deep stuff I'm putting out to you guys here. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you guys have so much good stuff going for you, but you just haven't been able to pick it up and master it right now. And it's very important to do that. I'll save this recording. You can go to my YouTube channel. I have the other ones up there. The reason I'm telling you these, the reason I'm sharing these stuff, guys, because I want to see everybody do good. I want to see everybody create and get what they want, because I discovered this myself, and I got to share it. If I share it with you, then you're going to share it with someone else. It's going to be beneficial for all of us, because again, as human beings, guys, we are naturally created to be happy and feel good for each other. That's how we are made. It's the matrix that disharmonizes us and makes us feel jealous and puts competition in us. That's all created deliberately in the matrix. All of us want to be happy, and we want to see others be happy. We do that. That's what we're here for. You don't want to be here hating on people. It's too much energy, man. The power you take to hate, to get jealous, to have grudges, all that power you could have used to create something wonderful, man. The power you take to worry, to fret, to try to control what you can't control, it's just going to eat you up. Is there anything you have not been able to manifest yet? No, there's nothing I haven't been able to manifest yet. I mean, you know, you can manifest anything as long as you believe in it, you stay with it, you'll get it. So, I mean, up until now at this point, I've manifested everything I wanted so far. Yeah, toxic people, man. You got to stay, because your energy is so important. And we've been conditioned to use our energy negatively. We've been conditioned to use our energy for fear, for doubt, for worry, for stress, for hate, for jealousy, for envy, for pride, for competition. All that has been done by the matrix. And we've been conditioned subconsciously to do that, which is not good for you. Imagine all that negative energy you have, man. If you could transcend that energy, you'd create so much stuff easier. And some people, it's gotten to the point that some people have actually got addicted to negative energy. Some people love to keep toxic stuff. They love to have bad stuff happen. They love to see envy, jealousy, and hate. You know who loves to see that stuff? You ready? Your favorite TV show your mainstream media, your news, your reality show, they love to have drama. They love to keep you on a cortisol high and on an insulin high. They want to keep your cortisol level and your insulin level up. They all want that stuff into you. They want you to feel low, uncomfortable, not self-confident. They want you to worry. They want you to think the world is like this terrible place. There's not a lot of good stuff happening in the world. They want to show you everything. Listen, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to run this point right home to you right now. I'm going to show you something very powerful. I'm going to show you how the matrix works and when something is going good, they don't like that. When something is going good, they don't like that. I'm going to show you a perfect example. Right now, this year so far, we've had the quietest hurricane season in the last 30 or 40 years. Okay? 30 or 40 years. I was reading news articles about how they don't like this, how they want this thing to be active. They want to propagate fear. Now, within the past 2 days, I think there were 3 tropical disturbances that came off the coast of Africa. And these tropical disturbances had 20% chance of development. And the media ran with it. If you look at the news, oh, possible hurricane. Oh, the season's getting active. This may come this way. They've already put in fear in you. That's what they want, man. We had 6 storms so far. It's the most quietest. It's eating them up. They don't like that. They want to see chaos. They want to see hurricanes. They want to see damage. It sells. It's gonna create the sky. Exactly, the sky is falling. I'm just showing you guys how it works. Now they have these 3 little disturbances. It's like the end of the world. Oh, 20. It's only 20%. Oh, let's track it. It looks like it's gonna go there. Da da da. And they show hurricanes and. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Go look for yourself. I'm showing you how the system is set up, man. But Mark, if we simply don't care about the news and they can't implement any laws they want. That's correct. That's what I'm showing you. Your attention. That's what they want. If you take your attention off of it, they can't stop. There's nothing you can do. How do you protect yourself from energy vampires? Cancel them. Don't hang around them. Cut them off from your TV. If you're watching stuff that's draining your energy, limit your association. All of that. Look, this is very important because if you got to understand, guys, that the main reason you create what you want is an ample supply of energy. If you don't have the right energy, you're not your stuff is going to fall short because we create through energetic vibrations. If our energy is low, distorted, heavy, weak, negative, it takes more of your body to create and to filter that or to rebound it. Then your cells get depleted because they wasted so much energy. When your cells get depleted, they don't have the defense mechanism now to fight off bacteria. You're going to get more sick. You're going to get more depressed. You see, it's a trickling effect. Boom, 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 boom. And if you don't understand that, then you're missing the big picture. That's why it's very critical for you guys to always surround yourself in a stress-free environment. I know sometimes you can't help it, but you have to find ways to maneuver around it. Drugs and alcohol, someone says, Lord, you got to put yourself in a situation where you're going to win. That means have the right people, have the right association, watch the right programs. You got to put yourself in it because that's the only way you're going to excel to create what you want. You're not going to create what you want in a low vibration. You're only going to create what you don't want. Point blank. It starts with people. It starts with the news. It starts with your favorite. Stop putting yourself and watching stuff that's going to make you get anxious, nervous, and put fear on you. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Time for you to get into the state of no toxic stuff, positive stuff. Surround yourself. You gotta make the extra effort, man. Go to the gym, walk more, visualize more. You gotta do it because you have a lot of stuff to make up. So guys, just want to leave you with some good stuff. That's it, man. I just want to let you know that to be rich in the world, you gotta be rich in your mind. To be in harmony with your desires, you gotta have your body in harmony with its natural state, which is harmonious and feeling good or just positive. You gotta have that. You don't have those things, man, it's gonna be, it's like an uphill battle, man. All right. So until next time, I'll see you guys again.